And welcome inside Callahan Hall for Operation Friendship. The #1 team in the state of Michigan, Orchard Lake St. Mary's, riding a 15-game win streak, taking on the champion of the Detroit Public School League and the defending Division I state champion, the Cass Tech Technicians, against Orchard Lake St. Mary's for the first time since 2020. Hello again, everybody. My name is Chad Bush alongside Sam Stick Day. Ali Hadi, your executive producer. Stick, great to be with you on this Saturday evening for a classic between the best of the Catholic League and the best of the city of Detroit in the PSL. We've covered both these teams last weekend in their championship runs. We're ready. We're excited for this one. What stands out to you in this ballgame?
Well, first of all, it's just an honor to be here. You know, like, we get excited to do a lot of games, but when you said, hey, we got the Cass St. Mary's game, I responded in a way that I think I haven't responded all year. Just very excited to call this game because, like you said, you get the #1 team in the state with Orchard Lake St. Mary's, who had to prove it last week against Brother Rice, coming out with a tight 3-point win. And then you go on over to Cass Tech, who's still the champ. Whether you want to crown them or not, whatever you say about Orchard Lake St. Mary's, until you knock off Cass Tech, you are not the #1 team in the state. And that's why some people have them ranked as high as #2. Definitely #2 here in the Detroit area. And with a guy like Corey Sadler leading the way, it's just a fun matchup that we're going to see today with some of the best athletes in the state.
Cass Tech coming off a win on Sunday. They also took a win against Gabriel Richard in a tight game down at Gabriel Richard, but their win against Renaissance 72-70, a tight win, wasn't as close. They did have to fight off a Renaissance rally, but in that ball game, how about Derek Miller has 19 points, but Lee Harris I thought was really the story stick. 18 points, 12 rebounds. The bigs of Cass Tech coming to life in that championship game. How big was that for them in that one?
It is huge for them to come in because we already know what Corey Sadler can do. He kind of makes all the plays. He's all over the court, and he needs that additional help. And Miller is the shooter. He gets going hot in there, and like you mentioned, Lee Harris definitely had one of his best games that we've seen him call. And it's gonna be a matchup of the bigs tonight, and that's where St. Mary's has a strength this year that they traditionally haven't had. Not only one center in Savory out there right now, but the guy that comes off the bench in Wisniewski too. And now you're starting to see Covert play both those big guys together.
There you see the starters for Cass Tech. Corey Sadler, big ball game, 17 points. Got to the free throw line 13 times. How about 12 rebounds, 5 steals, 8 assists. Sensational sophomore athlete. We'll see how he handles the St. Mary's pressure today. Derek Miller, their leading scorer, who put up 19 in that championship game. Stevie Hall, the freshman, and yes, the son of Steve Hall is the guard. He's got Division I offers already. Cass is out and running. Miller misses the lay-in. And away we go. We'll get the St. Mary's starters in a moment. This is Daniel Smythe with a basketball back to Sherrod Barnes, and here come the #1 rated Eaglets of the state of Michigan.
And here comes Cass Tech in a zone defense.
Sherrod Barnes for 3. It's an air ball out of bounds.
And that's part of Sherrod's game that has really picked up this year. You've been able to see him knock down those big 3-point shots.
Sherrod Barnes at the point, several Division I offers. Daniel Smythe, the senior, 2-time captain. Trey McKinney, All-American Division I Player of the Year in the state of Michigan last year, leading St. Mary's to the semis and the Final Four. Andrew Smith, a senior who's a college prospect as well, and a do-everything glue-it guy. And Jaden Savory, the junior and the transfer from Renaissance, who's having a big year in football and in basketball. Right there, he walls up and defends the missed shot from Amari Johnson, and here come the Eaglets looking for the game's first points. Barnes for 3, Splash City for the masked man that's known for that 3 and that D, and there he is.
Yeah, and you saw good defense on the first possession against Corey Sadler as well, man-on-man, forcing him to get it into the lane. Unfortunately, a good look for Cass Tech. They just couldn't knock it down.
Todd Covert, the head coach in his 9th year for Orchard Lake St. Mary's. Steele for Savory. Steve Hall, the head coach for Cass Tech. Smythe had it, went up with a shot, had it blocked. Can't believe there isn't a foul. But that's the athleticism we see from Amari Johnson.
Yeah, and Corey Sadler coming in and saving that from being an easy layup. Watch him just cut this pass off, and that's what he does. He's such a pest. He's everywhere, and I say pest in the best way possible.
Smythe gives it up. Right corner, Barnes again for 3. No. Savory over the back. Officials swallow the whistles.
Let him play.
Let him play. The officials tonight, Rick Massa Jeff Pawtu, and Mike Foster. 3-0 St. Mary's. We played nearly 2 minutes. Operation Friendship 2024. St. Mary's known for their defense. This is the best defense in the state of Michigan. And so far, they've shut out Cass Tech. Throw ahead, Daniel Smythe, reverse, no good. Savory's got his back, and the lay-in, no good. Got a miss, got it back, and laid it in. And the Eaglets are up 5-0 with 5:45 to go in the first.
Yeah, and you're seeing something early with Smythe on those runouts. He's had a couple of chances at that. That time, lucky Savory was there to get 2 offensive rebounds, just padding the stats a little bit. He's able to get on the scoreboard as well. But that's what the big guys for St. Mary's will do.
Jaden Savory, high major football player at tight end. Miller off the bounce against Smythe. Couldn't get it. That's his second short-range shot he's missed. Trey McKinney, the All-American on the run. Corner, Andrew Smith, the senior. Bounce pass to Savory. Smythe. Dribble drive. Back out to Savory. And he turns it nearly over. Ball out of bounds, baseline left.
You know, when you're a coach, you love unselfish basketball, but St. Mary's a little too unselfish on that possession. They turned down several open shots just trying to find a better one, but Cass Tech was able to close out and make those not great decisions.
Been a team at times that Todd Coverts had to preach, share the basketball. Daniel Smythe in the corner, Splash City. That's the senior Daniel Bugsy Smythe, the college prospect, and regarded as a bad man from downtown.
And we were talking about that after the last St. Mary's game, just about how some of these guys haven't had their breakout moments, and Smythe is that sharpshooter. When he gets going, he's unstoppable.
Mid-range jump shot, good for Sadler. And Cass scores at the 4:40 mark. And we've got to travel right away. Now, this is what Cass Tech does. They press, they force turnovers, but they can't do it until they get a make. They got one there, Stick. How much and how real is this press defense?
Well, with the athletes they have and the ability to just cause chaos, it's so tough to beat them on angles and beat them in specific areas. So that press is very formidable.
Lee Harris down low, no good. And we've got a whistle behind the play. And I think
it's like a double foul on both zeros. And you saw Corey Sadler giving an earful to Sherrod Barnes after that made bucket. And it just kind of kept escalating. They were talking to each other. And the officials getting in front of it, making sure that doesn't turn into something bigger here at Operation Friendship, Chad.
That's right. Our graphic had a teddy bear on it, for crying out loud.
Yeah.
It's a friendly deal.
Yeah, but if you don't think these are the best competitors in the state, you're kidding yourself watching this game, especially Corey Sadler.
The St. Mary's defense, the story so far, holding Cass to 1 of 6 from the floor. The Eaglets are 2 of 4 from downtown, and they have a 8-2 lead, their largest of the game. The winner of the Catholic League against the winner of the PSL, Trey McKinney, yet to get loose. A couple rebounds, but no points. Cass gets a clean up there. Sadler down low, and Johnson earns his right to the stripe, a place that he was really good at on Sunday at Wayne State Fieldhouse.
Yeah, and give credit to Corey Sadler using his body there, kind of a little shove off, but he's able to do that while he's, getting involved in that physical altercation. He's able to find his big man down low. We saw it several times last game against Renaissance, just creative around that rim.
On Sunday in the Detroit Public School League Championship game played in Detroit at Wayne State Fieldhouse, Cass Tech went to the free throw line 43 times against Renaissance. Missed free throw badly. Corey Sadler cleans up the mess of a free throw and turns it into points. And it's Corey Sadler 4, St. Mary's 8.
And that's just the athlete in him able to make those plays. I mean, there's no other explanation. He just knows where to be, and he out-hustles people to the basketball.
Smythe open again, space, time, and that's a problem. Splash City. Bugsy 2 for 2 from distance, and the Eaglets are up a touchdown in Detroit with 3.5 to go.
Yeah, and Trey McKinney with an awesome cross-court pass there, too, and a nice back screen by Savory. That's just good, solid basketball.
How about Sadler on Barnes, worth the price of admission? Misses there. the rough shooting continues. The St. Mary's defense is something. Trey McKinney's been shut out. That's been something by this Cass Tech defense. And they are getting physical with Trey. That's a shove on Johnson, and that shiver got busted.
And he's almost like the second man always gets caught. At least that was my experience growing up. And Trey McKinney on the way down kind of grabbed him to get himself open. And then he returned the favor on the other end. But guess who gets called for the foul? The second man, Chad, always.
Oh, an exciting 5 minutes. We're back to Callahan Hall right after this.
In today's ever-changing mortgage lending world, the importance of true professionals has never been greater. At Success Mortgage Partners, we want you to have the experience of a lifetime. Founded and owned by Catholic League alumni, our family-centered business keeps your interest at heart as we help you navigate this turbulent market with ease. If you or a family member has a mortgage need, please call me, Owen Lee, at 734-822-9792.
Sixth meeting all time between these two prized programs, St. Mary's and Cass Tech. They last played in 2020, and that was a St. Mary's 5-point win. Cass Tech got the better of the Eaglets in 2016, and St. Mary's leads the all-time series 3-2 by a one slim margin. 110 years ago this series started, and St. Mary's won that game in 1914, 41-18. Smythe in the corner for another three, no, heels out. Zip Hines with an offensive rebound, and Wisniewski couldn't handle it, and Cass is going to get it back. The Eaglets have gone to their bench. They will sit down Andrew Smith and Jaden Savory. Zip Hines and Wisniewski are in. Their reserve center at 6'5", who plays starter-type minutes and plays quite efficiently. And Zip Hines, who had a fabulous championship game.
Yeah, if you haven't seen Wisniewski play.
There's a steal, Zip Hines, and he has it stripped from below by Sadler after he hit a spring in the floor. And the Eaglets with a steal there. Here's another look stick at that defense.
Yeah, Zip Hines able to poke his hand in there, get the breakaway, but this is that Corey Sadler relentless defense, able to knock it right out of his hands.
Hines to the corner, Smythe to the mid-post, Trey turnaround, got it, and the foul. Eaglets by 9, and Trey introduces himself to this Saturday Callahan crowd for the first time tonight.
And that's what makes Trey such an intriguing matchup for anybody. He's got the size to play down low, he's got the mid-range jumper to play with your guards, and he's quick enough to play with anybody on the court. So he's such a tough matchup, and that turnaround right there from that free throw line, high percentage for Trey McKinney.
Trey lives in that mid-range. Free throw off. Trey wanted a lane violation. Here comes Cass Tech left to right. And this is Derek Miller, who gives way to Stevie Hall. Miller, their top scorer, had a big game on Sunday, led the way with 19 points in the 72-70 win over Detroit Renaissance, their second win over Rennie this year. They knocked them off in double overtime in the first matchup. Cass Tech, the state champion in Division I. Blocked by Trey. Miller had it swatted. Sadler recovers against Barnes. Sadler nowhere to go in trouble. And we get a whistle and we get a foul on St. Mary's.
Yeah, Sadler's just so physical, but that is a tough foul on St. Mary's. Trey McKinney and Sherrod Barnes had him surrounded, but Sadler just that strength with the basketball. You're not going to get it out of his hands.
That is the second foul on Sherrod Barnes. They'll have to go get him. So Sherrod checks out. Andrew Smith, the senior captain, returns. Pass to the corner to Miller against Smith. Blocked by Smith, but he got some body, evidently. Line right, the senior Derek Smith, who some felt was and should have been Mr. PSL, or at least in the discussion. Here's another look here.
Yeah, he tries to drive baseline. It was nicely cut off. This must have been a little too much action down low for him. Sending big number 3, Derek Miller, to the line.
3-year starter and leading scorer on this team, 40% from downtown. And a guy that was really the only returner from last year's team that got real minutes. It was a very senior-laden team. Sadler was the other guy that got minutes on the club, but really a lot of seniors, and this is a new group of guys, similar to what Rice has in store for him this year.
Yeah, and it's really a tribute to Cass Tech's entire program. I mean, a lot of people thought they were going to fall off. They weren't going to be able to compete like they did last year. But here they are, just showing the world. We are the champs, and it's going to be tough to take that crown.
Zip Hines had it rejected by Lee Harris. 1 against 2, run out the other way. Edens had it rejected by Trey. Oh, my. One good trick deserves another.
And you can see Trey McKinney lining up that block from midcourt. Chopped his steps. He was ready for that. Reminiscent of Tayshaun Prince.
And how about the no-looker? The swat first by Harris, but the setup by Trey to Wisniewski. And here's that swat.
Yeah, you see him chop his steps right there at the top of the three-point line because he knew if he's running too fast, he's going to beat him to the bucket. Timed it perfectly.
Wisniewski's free throw rims off. This is Mason Wisniewski, 6'6", senior center, committed to Heidelberg, Division III school in the state of Ohio. Really the heart and soul of the St. Mary's team, brings a lot of energy, leadership. Just get a look at Wisniewski. I know you're big on his game and what he brings to this team.
Well, I just love what happened to him. You know, it shows a lot of his character. Last year, he was forced into a starting position because of some transfer issues, and he did great as a starter, forced to the bench this year, and he's embraced the role. He hasn't pouted, and what has he done? He's worked himself into a scholarship. Well, to me, that's what sports are all about, handling adversity, overcoming, and becoming better because of it.
Yeah, good point. Missed three-pointer. Good box up by the Eaglets. Aiden Hanks is checked in for St. Mary's, number 24, the 6'3", 180-pound junior. Who's really their dirty work guy, glue guy. It's a St. Mary's team that feels comfortable going 9 deep. They've got a couple freshmen on their bench that would probably play on most varsity teams in the state or start, and they're not even active on this roster. 3-ball Hines, no. Loose ball, Wisniewski saved it, but out of bounds, and back to Cass, down 7. That is just 0.8 seconds left in this first quarter. That should be the game's final play of the quarter.
If you're Cass Tech, being down 7, you're not really feeling so bad right now. Corey Sadler takes a shot. But yeah, I mean, that first quarter could have gotten out of hand for Cass Tech. Instead, they're sitting here only down 8 points.
From an ordinary idea comes a great journey. It all starts with a simple thought, a vision of something bigger, greater than what already exists. It's that spark that ignites the passion and drive to create something truly amazing. At G-Brand, we understand this journey well. We take pride in the details and perfecting every aspect of the process, regardless of how small or big they may be. Because it's more than just a design or a shirt. It's about outfitting future champions. There's something to be said about a team coming together, each member contributing their unique skills, talents, and ideas. It's that collective effort that takes a simple idea and turns it into something truly great. The process.
Well, the Eaglets of St. Mary's looking for win number 20. Champions of the Catholic League in the regular season, and the Central Division just took 1 loss. That was the UAD. They've won 16 straight since. Co-divisional school, 4-time state champions of the state of Michigan, but have not won one since 2000 under George Porritt, the legendary head coach in football and basketball, and the mentor, the current head coach, Todd Covert, in his 9th year. Smythe looking for his third triple of the game. Splash City. Smythe with 9 to lead the Eaglets in the building in scoring right now.
Yeah, Cass Tech is playing that zone defense and leaving them open to those corner three-pointers, and Smythe is having himself one of his best days that we've seen all season long.
3 of 4 from downtown for Smythe. Checking Miller there, and Miller puts it in his eye. Good back and forth battle, some shooters. And so, 8-point St. Mary's lead, 5 now for Miller. He and Stevie Hall are really their deep threats.
And Miller's got such a beautiful jump shot, and I love the mentality there too. You know, St. Mary's comes out in the second quarter, knocks down a big three. Miller with a defender right in his face, just, hey, you know what, I can do that too. Big strip.
Strip tray, run out Stevie Hall. Stevie Hall, offer from Nebraska, just a freshman. Here comes that Cass Tech press. The back of their warm-up t-shirts is the definition of pressure. Trey McKinney, no. And we got over the back, it's going to go on Harris, working against the big 6'6" Savory and the 6'6" Wisniewski. And this is where St. Mary's size has caused trouble.
Yeah, when you got the two bigs in there, and you're going to see Harris just kind of smack down on everybody trying to get those rebounds.
Just the first foul for Lee. First team foul, the second. Wisniewski in the paint, and he walked with it. Turnover, Eaglets. Turnover number 2 for St. Mary's.
Yeah, when you look at the first quarter, Cass Tech not shooting well. Only 18% from the field, 50% from the free throw line. Well, like I said, they only found themselves down 8.
The difference has been the St. Mary's three-point shooting. They've got 4 triples in this game. Cass Tech with just 1. Trey on the run, 3-on-3, takes it himself, and Johnson swats it out of there. 3-on-2, Sadler the other way, lay-in, good. And how about that? Cass Tech run out and stuff. And they're within 4, and Todd Covert wants timeout in Callahan. Here comes Press Tech doing things like that. The big boy block and the lay-in by one of the best athletes in the country.
Lowering the shoulder.
Swing and a miss.
McGinley scores!
And it's going to be a challenge for us. I mean, they're a really talented football team. I think everybody knows that.
4 wide receivers. Pressure. Steps up. Marshall wants to run again. Cuts down the middle of the field. All alone. Touchdown! Warriors! What a cut. The Cass Tech Technicians. 19-1 champions of the PSL. 2,400 in their co-ed wonderful school. 1 state title last year. And Steve Hall, the head coach, led them there. He is a grad of Cass Tech. Proud one at that. And Daniel Smythe, another 3. Splash City. Bugsy with 4 baggers already. And the Eaglets are back up a touchdown with 2 minutes gone by in the third.
And that was a huge response for Orchard Lake St. Mary's. It looked like they were struggling with that press, able to find Smythe again in the corner, and he knocks it down to push them back up 7.
Lob play, Johnson went awry, but Harris had his back, and Lee had it swatted by Savory. And Stevie Hall is fouled in the paint, much to the chagrin of Todd Covert.
Yeah, you saw Savory with the reach in there, getting called for a little trying to steal down low. But if you're a big fella, just stay big down low. Don't try to reach with the little guys. They have the advantage with the quickness. And I think Savory knows that.
Second foul, or 2 fouls rather, on Amari Johnson will check out. Ball out of bounds, baseline right. Harris to trigger at 6'6". Running out of time, he takes a timeout. We'll keep it right here. We want to thank our friends at the Chicken Guy.
Oh, so good. Unbelievably good.
I mean, I don't know where to start. The mac and cheese is so good. I mean, Carter Carter Alexander's come back for thirds on that mac and cheese. Hey, take that. Take the whole thing. Yeah, if you like it, take it. Jay Alexander's precious son, Carter, one of the finest athletes in the city. You'll be hearing about getting down with Chicken Guy. How about Chicken Guy? We thank them so much for all their support today. Delicious chicken fingers, panko breadcrumbs, Guy dinner. Thank you to Guy Fieri's Chicken Guy for feeding our crew for tonight's game. Chicken Guy on Plymouth Road in Livonia. It's Michigan's only location. Stop in for some tasty tenders or order online 7 days a week. Go get them, Chicken Guy. Thanks to the Tomey Group for their support. Anthony Tomey, proud Catholic leaguer, Detroit Catholic Central. Missed shot, Sadler and Harris went up and had it swatted from behind. And the block party is happening right here, right now.
Yeah, both teams taking turns, giving it to each other with the blocks. That time, Trey McKinney from behind just swatting it out of bounds. Once again, you see the strength of Corey Sadler, though, getting down low.
Top side, Miller three, canted from way down, 24 feet out. Miller's second triple of the game, and Cass has cut it to 4.
Yeah, if you think Cass Tech is going anywhere, you got yourself thinking some wrong things. They have been proven that they are the state champs last year. They can play with anybody, and they are going to compete with anybody. That's the most important.
A 5-0 run here. Trey McKinney, who's been locked down in this game, just 2 points. And Cass really starting to cause chaos in the system of St. Mary's.
Yeah, and you're seeing Corey Sadler taking upon himself to check Trey McKinney, and sometimes as a bigger guy, it's so tough to get below smaller guys and quicker guys, especially when they're as strong as Corey.
Smythe for 3 again, no. Wisniewski had the rebound, put it up, scored it, and a foul. Oh, the whiz kick with a hoop and a harm.
And that's what you love about this kid coming off the bench. He could be starting on the majority of the teams in the state. Just the tenacity brings it down, the strength to get it back up, and then that's what he brings that not a lot of other players bring to the table.
Todd Cover raves about Mason Wisniewski and what he means to this program. He says he's just consistent. He's always there, always doing the right thing. Never have to worry about him. Keeps his mouth shut. But he's an emotional leader and leads by example. They're happy to have him as one of their captains. Miller high on the right. 6-point game. Eaglet lead has been as large as 9. Cass has never led. Lee Harris had it rejected. Savory with a swat. The Division I Player of the Year last year on the run. Corner, Barnes, 3, splash city. The Eaglets have done it again. They're 6 of 12 from downtown, and they're up by 9 again to match their largest lead.
Yeah, and you're seeing Cass Tech just saying, you know what, anybody but Trey McKinney's going to beat us today. And so far for St. Mary's, they've had the shooters to make that happen between Smythe and Barnes. But it looks like they're double team and triple teaming Trey McKinney. He's going to have to be more of a distributor in this game.
Leading assist man in the building right now is Trey McKinney with 3 dimes. And that's an added part to his game. He doesn't have to score. He's added.
And a double technical.
Trey McKinney has been whistled for a tee, so is Corey Sadler. And we'll see shots both ways momentarily. Corey Sadler just going to walk to the end of it. That is the second foul.
Maybe a second technical. Remember, him and Sherrod got into it earlier.
That's right. And Todd Coburn arguing that exact point. Here's another look at it. And it's just talking. And it looked like Trey was talking to his teammate across the lane. Sadler said something, and Mike Foster teed them both up. That's that. Now, fouls, the impact. What does it mean? How many fouls for both guys? Trey picks up his second foul. Savory has 2. Barnes has 2. Smith has 2. On the other side, Corey Sadler picks up his 3rd. And Johnson has 2. So fouls right now, a storyline with 4:07 to go, and Sadler at the strike.
So it must have just been a double foul earlier on Sherrod and Corey.
Okay. I don't think anybody knew what to do there after that missed free throw. Now they do. They rebounded. Pressure by Cass Tech. Throw ahead to Savory. Cross court to Smythe for his 5th triple of the half. No, in and out. And how about the sticky hands of Sadler? 4 on 3 the other way. Shot off the glass, no. And Trey says, give me my pill.
How often does Corey Sadler just take the ball from people? It's unbelievable.
Floater Trey from 15 is good. And the Eaglets have their largest lead of the night. They're plus 10 with 3.5 to go. And Trey with just his 2nd bucket of the ball game. Harris, right point to Miller against Smythe. Short corner right, 4 shot, no. Savory says that's mine. And it's starting to get physical as Lee Harris picks up his 2nd foul stick.
Well, we talked about the pride of Cass Tech, and they know what they're playing for right now. They know what this narrative is going to be going into the state playoffs. So they're fighting as hard as they can to stay with Orchard Lake St. Mary's, and I don't expect them to back down at all.
The Eaglets will head to Lakeland High School in White Lake. And near Stick, he's so happy about the assignment on Wednesday and Friday. You're so excited that we're going to have a party at your house, and you don't even know it.
If we want to play all season at Lakeland, I'd be happy.
Wisniewski right block on a fresh feed from Sherrod. Back out to Bugsy, and it was whistled quietly. Turnover St. Mary's.
Yeah, a lot of tension right now in this gym. You can just feel it between the fans, between the players. Coaches kind of side-eyeing each other just a little bit.
Yeah.
And you could tell this is a very pivotal point in this game. If St. Mary's goes on a run, it could turn into something nasty. Cass Tech needs to hang right now.
Steve Hall, the reigning coach of the year in the state of Michigan. State titles for Hall already at Detroit Rogers High School before he came to Cass to return to his alma mater, a place that he averaged 31 points at when he was in high school. From 15 feet, Sadler had nowhere to go.
And that's how you have to guard Corey Sadler. Give him this jump shot. Just don't let him drive.
Trey forced the loose ball, but Harris had his back and lays it in. Johnny on the spot. How about Harris?
Well, we saw it in last game against Renaissance. Harris is a player. He gets on the board and he fills up a stat sheet with rebounds and points. He had 18 total points and 14 rebounds.
Big day on Sunday, and a reason why Cass is city champs. Smythe to Barnes, and that's a timeout. Todd Cover.
Sherrod Barnes should be a wide receiver after that. Did you see those tiptoes able to keep them from going over the half-court line, and the intelligence to call timeout?
Look, he gets the feet in.
Watch that. Yep, both feet down. That's a reception.
Yes.
And smart enough to call the timeout. That is heads-up basketball by Sherrod Barnes.
It really is. We'll keep it right here. It's also a good look for our replay coordinator today, Chase Kaufman. And good work by our production crew. Thank you, Chase. Thank you,
Jermaine
Ali
Gonzalez just stroking his beard, thinking about football after that. Like, maybe Sherrod could be a wide receiver.
There have been several that have talked about Sherrod Barnes being a defensive back and trying to get him out there for that sport because he would be so effective. Many say, but anyhow, I digress. St. Mary's head coach Todd Colbert at his 9th year, Catholic League Coach of the Year, nearing that 140-win total plateau, second best win percentage at Orchard Lake St. Mary's since 1947. Oakland University, he golfed there, and Todd took this team to the Final Four last year after his team finished 5th out of 5 teams in the Central Division. And Todd was also an assistant on that state championship team in 2000 under George Porritt. And look, he's got this team playing as good as they played in his tenure as a head coach.
Yeah, you know how players have their breakout season? Not saying that Todd Covert wasn't a good coach before last year, but last year was an exceptional job of coaching. And you could see it bleed over into this year with how he's been able to find the magic lineups, know his team a little bit better than he has in the past.
His associate head coach is Leonard Karshi in his 33rd year. Marcus Webster, Brad Crichton, and Lauren Bowman Jr. Here we go. St. Mary's by 8 with 2 minutes left in the second quarter. Daniel Smythe with a dozen points leads the Eaglets in scoring. Rip drive, Hines floater short. Harris with a rebound, and here comes Cass Tech down 8 with 95 seconds left until halftime.
Yeah, Lee Harris blocked Zip Hines' first shot, and ever since then, Zip's been short trying to shoot over him. You can tell it's a little bit in the back of his brain when he goes up.
This is Collins working against Smythe. Back out to the freshman Hall. Edens had it blocked by Wisniewski. Trey couldn't save it. And it's ball out of bounds, baseline right.
St. Mary's going back to their big lineup as you see a nice take. Just some good defense by Orchard Lake St. Mary's.
Hall from the corner for 3. Closed out by Barnes. Nowhere to go. Savory on the run. St. Mary's with numbers. 3-on-2. Wisniewski with a hammer from Sherrod Barnes. And the Eaglets match their largest lead of 10 with a minute to go until halftime.
You can see Wisniewski calling for it about the free throw line. Letting them know I'm ready for the lob.
Well executed. Impromptu.
And sometimes you see the passer get a little overzealous and just throw that thing off the backboard.
Oh, yeah. Miller on the drive left of the lane is fouled. That is going to be the third foul of the game for Trey McKinney. Sadler already with 3 fouls in this game. Here's another look at that alley-oop and a good look. As you mentioned, not easy to time those things. Sadler will return with his 3 fouls. Edens will exit. 45 seconds left, Stick, in this half. Critical possession for Cass. Perhaps their last.
And critical because Todd Covert elected to leave Trey McKinney on the court.
Air ball, Miller too strong, and it went off the chest of Smythe or Savory. Aiden Hanks, the blue-collar specialist, will check in. Trey will check out with his 3 fouls.
Yeah, I think Covert said, oh, okay, I got away with it on that at that point. I'm not going to let Trey pick up 4.
Right. Sadler floater, no. Harris over the back, and he got busted for it. That's his 3rd, and that's the 5th team foul. Eaglets get it back right to left, plus 10.
That's once again Wisniewski just playing good fundamental basketball. You see him get the block out right there, and then a little push off. That's just good positioning that leads to fouls.
St. Mary's has limited Cass Tech to 7 of 26 from the floor. That's 27%. They've only shot 5 threes. They've made 2 of them. But the difference is St. Mary's. They have 4 more three-point makes than Cass, 6 of 13, thanks to the breakout game by the senior captain, Daniel Bugsy Smythe. This is the other captain and senior, Mason Wisniewski, and he misses line left.
Yeah, he's missed a couple free throws so far in this game, and he's usually a decent free throw shooter for a big man. Not great, but definitely not bad.
Splits the pair, Eaglets by 11. This is their largest lead. Trey McKinney will exit. Defense for offense. Aiden Hanks, the junior, returns.
If you're St. Mary's, the only thing you don't want to allow is a 3-point play on this.
Aaron Graves is checked in. He's a star defensive end on the football team and wide receiver. Also out there is Matthew Collins, number 2 in white. Miller to the right is Sadler, and in the corner is Stevie Hall, the shooter. Sadler against Barnes, one of the best matchups of the day. Banker, no. Wisniewski with a big boy rebound, and Smythe will send it to the half. Eaglets by 11. In a half at which they hit the long ball, and that man right there with the most in the building with a dozen. Eaglets with sticky defense lead it by 11. We'll take a timeout. We've got highlights, stats, and scores all coming up from Callahan. It's Operation Friendship. We're back after this.
In today's ever-changing mortgage lending world, the importance of true professionals has never been greater. At Success Mortgage Partners, we want you to have the experience of a lifetime. Founded and owned by Catholic League alumni, our family-centered business keeps your interest at heart as we help you navigate this turbulent market with ease. If you or a family member has a mortgage need, please call me, Owen Lee, at 734-822-9792.
We are the MHSAA, a collection of 750 high schools and 750 middle schools, from Temperance to Copper Harbor, from New Buffalo to Alpena. Each year, more than 250,000 students play one of our 28 sports. More than 1.5 million fans attend our postseason games. There are 30,000 coaches and 8,000 officials, not to mention all of the volunteers. The MHSAA believes in the 4 S's. School sports should be safe and kept in the appropriate scope. We believe nothing beats great sportsmanship, and that scholarship in the classroom is more important than excellence on the field or court. Most of all, we believe school sports should be fun. So come out and join us at a game. Support your school, support your community, and come see what the excitement is all about.
From an ordinary idea comes a great journey. It all starts with the simple thought, a vision of something bigger, greater than what already exists. It's that spark that ignites the passion and drive to create something truly amazing. At G-Brand, we understand this journey well. We take pride in the details and perfecting every aspect of the process, regardless of how small or big they may be. Because it's more than just a design or a shirt. It's about outfitting future champions. There's something to be said about a team coming together, each member contributing their unique skills, talents, and ideas. It's that collective effort that takes a simple idea and turns it into something truly great. The process can be excruciating, with countless hours spent tirelessly reviewing every detail. But the end result is pure and so rewarding, knowing that we've created something that will inspire greatness in those who wear it. Whether they come from a savage land or a booming metropolis, whether their numbers are 2 or 2 billion, the greatest their numbers could ever become is truly to become one. That's why at G-Brand, we're more than just a clothing company. We're a movement, a community of like-minded individuals who believe in the power of coming together to make a difference. So join us on this journey as we strive to outfit future champions and inspire greatness in all that we do. G-Brand. Now that's game.
Welcome back to Callahan Hall. Sam Stick Day and Chad Bush with you. This is Operation Friendship. And Orchard Lake St. Mary's with an 11-point lead, riding a 15-game winning streak. And here is how the first half went down, Stick. Your thoughts on the numbers?
Yeah, it's been kind of like you said, the Daniel Smythe coming out party. St. Mary's able to shoot those three-pointers. Sherrod Barnes gets it going, lets the crowd know. Jaden Savory being big down low. And there's been a ton of blocks in this game for both sides. There's a look at Trey McKinney. And then you see Smythe. That is the man of the hour so far with 12 points in the first half. Trey McKinney only with 4 points. And for Cass Tech, Mr. Do Everything. We talk about him every single game. That is Corey Sadler. He's got a bunch of steals. He's in the paint. He's got assists, 7 total points. He's doing it all right now.
You look at the Trey McKinney, 4 points. Eaglets up 11. Number Todd Covert probably is happy with. 8 points for Derek Miller to lead Cass Tech. Derek Miller just seems to score as quiet, and I mean this with a lot of respect, as quiet as anybody. But he just does his job. There you see it there, the three-pointer over Smythe. He's a big part, though, of what Cass Tech does. And then Wisniewski with the emotional play. What else is new? with the alley-oop as well. And then the three-point shooting for St. Mary's, special 6 of 12 in the first half.
Yeah, and it's really been a lot of facilitating by Trey McKinney because, like I mentioned during the first half, Cass Tech has decided, you know what, we're going to double, triple team, take away Trey McKinney all weekend. But that's what you're leading to, some runouts right there, a big slam by Wisniewski, and that three-point corner shot has been killing the Cass Tech zone all game long.
All right, we'll take a timeout. We'll come back with some scores. Coming right back to Callahan Hall. Operation Friendship, number 1 versus number 2. The Eaglets right now by 11.
There's just one place where students are students first, and athletics are played with purpose and perspective. That place is your local high school. High school sports offer more than the joy of competition. Studies show that student athletes are also likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in other areas of their lives, including academics. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education.
Does your bank make you feel like you belong there? At Alliance Catholic Credit Union, you are a member of a financial institution that serves the Catholic community, providing you with an opportunity to align your banking with your Catholic identity. You receive all the products and services you need to manage your money, and your membership helps support Catholic schools, parishes, and organizations. It's time to put your money where your faith is. Visit AllianceCatholic.com to get started today. Service, community, Catholic. Alliance Catholic Credit Union. Federally insured by the NCUA.
Lowering the shoulder.
Swing and a miss.
McGinley scores!
And it's going to be a challenge for us. I mean, they're a really talented football team. I think everybody knows that.
4 wide receivers. Pressure. Steps up. Marshall wants to run again. Cuts down the middle of the field. All alone. Touchdown! Warriors! What a cut.
From an ordinary idea comes a great journey. It all starts with a simple thought, a vision of something bigger, greater than what already exists. It's that spark that ignites the passion and drive to create something truly amazing. At G-Brand, we understand this journey well. We take pride in the details and perfecting every aspect of the process, regardless of how small or big they may be. Because it's more than just a design or a shirt. It's about outfitting future champions. There's something to be said about a team coming together, each member contributing their unique skills, talents, and ideas. It's that collective effort that takes a simple idea and turns it into something truly great. The process can be excruciating, with countless hours spent tirelessly reviewing every detail. But the end result is pure and so rewarding, knowing that we've created something that will inspire greatness in those who wear it. Whether they come from a savage land or a booming metropolis, whether their numbers are 2 or 2 billion, the greatest their numbers could ever become is truly to become one. That's why at G-Brand, we're more than just a clothing company. We're a movement, a community of like-minded individuals who believe in the power of coming together to make a difference. So join us on this journey as we strive to outfit future champions and inspire greatness in all that we do. G-Brand. Now that's game.
Thanks so much for watching on our YouTube channel. We are The Prep, and you can follow us. We'd love it if you could subscribe and follow, like. We got TikTok, the Gram, Facebook, X, Twitter, and the channel you're listening on now, YouTube. Thank you for subscribing. We appreciate it. You're the lifeblood of what we do. Without your viewership, we're nothing. So thank you very much for choosing us. Info at theprepsports.com. If you want to get a hold of us, if you want to broadcast, hit me up. If you want to tell us what we could do better, hit us up. You want to tell us what we're doing great, hit us up. Anything.
Want to advertise?
You want to advertise? Hit us up now. Come get us. We appreciate it. We're The Prep. Thanks for watching. Right now, St. Mary's up 30-19. Stick, I ask you, second half adjustments. What does Cass Tech need to do to get back in this game and come from behind and win Operation Friendship?
I mean, they got to secure their rebounds and play big. Get some easy points in transition and make sure that their offense is clicking. I mean, they have a lot to do on the offensive end, but they haven't really been out of this game. They just need a couple more turnovers, a couple more easy buckets. And for Orchard Lake St. Mary's, you just got to keep knocking down those three-pointers. I mean, that's pretty much all you got to do if you want to continue to win. But that's a tall ask, too. You know, you start going on a cold streak, Cass Tech gets those long rebounds, they get out in transition. They're still in this game, and like I said a million times, they are the champs until they're knocked off.
Yes, sir. Smythe led the way with 12 points, 6 points for Barnes, 6 points for Wisniewski, 4 points for Trey McKinney. Again, their leading scorer in 21 points a game average and 2 points for Jaden Savory. 4 blocks for Trey McKinney, 2 for Jaden Savory in this game. Meanwhile, Cass Tech is led by 8 points from Derek Miller. Their leading scorer, 7 from Corey Sadler, and 2 points apiece for Stevie Hall, the freshman, and Lee Harris. What else sticks out to you on the stat sheet?
Well, you mentioned it. I mean, we talked about Trey McKinney not scoring, but he's got 3 assists. He's got the 4 blocks. You know, he's been St. Mary's Mr. Everything. And in this game, like I said, Cass Tech is taking him away, but he's still finding other ways to contribute. And Corey Sadler, I mean, we have him down for 1 steal, but I know he's got a couple more than that. He's just get his hands in there. He gets dirty. He gets rebounds. He is really one of my favorite athletes to watch of all time.
For sure. In the game prior to this, Brother Rice knocked off Renaissance 83-71 in the runner-up game, consolation game of Operation Friendship. Jump shot, Miller short. Andrew Smith, the senior, with a rebound. And here come the Eaglets after a quick 1 and out for the technicians, the green guys.
We got a final in our voting in the chat right now. Who's going to win? 77% for Orchard Lake St. Mary's. Of course, that's easy to say when you're up 11.
Yeah, I want to know when that vote went down.
At halftime.
Okay. Steele Sadler and the safety in football look natural doing that, and he lays it in. Coast to coast with a most. Corey Sadler with a pick, too.
And that's exactly how Cass Tech is going to get back in this game. Those free possessions, and now you're able to set your press.
Barnes clears to Smythe as Cass backs into the zone. Trey McKinney in front of his own bench cans one, and the Eaglets are up 12, their largest lead. Sadler, no time to waste, no. Harris over the back, and that's his 4th foul. And that is a big movement, and the Cass Tech bench does not love that call.
No, that is a huge, huge play for Orchard Lake St. Mary's, especially if they go to Sid Harris, and it looks like they're going to check him in right now. Number 12 is going to check in. That's Edens.
Operation Friendship has gone to the Catholic League every year since 2015. Trey McKinney back-to-back bombs from in front of his bench in the same spot. He's got 10, and the Eaglets are up 15.
And you know what I love about those shots? He didn't dribble, he didn't think, he caught the ball, and he shot it when he was open. And all of a sudden, he goes from only scoring 4 to being double digits.
A little catch and shoot for number 1.
Such a fun matchup, 0-on-0, Sherrod Barnes.
Step back, Sadler found some space. Eaglets with a perfect box out. Throw ahead, Savory from Trey McKinney. And Trey loves that dime piece from half court.
I did not think that was going to get through. It actually got tipped. Great hands by Savory, and you can see why they're looking at him as tight end in a D1 spot.
High major offers just keep rolling in for the future tight end, defensive end. Near steal Trey, picked up by Johnson. Shot no, Smith with a rebound, and the Eaglets look to blow this thing wide open right now. Trey again for 3, why not? No. Sadler with a rebound.
Yeah, a little bit of a heat check right there for Trey McKinney. And, you know, Sadler settled for a 3-pointer 2 times ago down the court. That's a win for Orchard Lake St. Mary's every time he doesn't drive.
Shot no good. The 3-ball not working for Cass Tech today. They are 2 of 7. Meanwhile, Smythe for McKinney with a nice pass to the right block. Layup good. And Steve Hall has seen enough. He wants timeout in Callahan Hall. Eaglets by 19. Trey has a dozen, 8 of them in this second quarter.
lowering the shoulder. Swing and a miss. McGinley scores!
Now's a great time to mention Chicken Guy while Chad has a mouthful of it because it's so good. Winner, winner, Chicken Guy dinner. Thank you to Guy Fieri's Chicken Guy for feeding our crew tonight. Chicken Guy in Plymouth Road in Livonia is Michigan's only location. Stop in for some tasty tenders or order online 7 days a week. And I'm telling you, they are delicious. Taking you to Flavor Town, baby.
Oh, Guy Fieri putting out some fire today. We got the garlic parm sauce, the special sauce.
Well, what I love about it is it travels, right? It went all the way from Livonia to Detroit. It still tastes amazing.
Yeah, we thank Austin Sonnenberg and Pat the Stat for making that happen. But mostly we thank Anthony Tomey and the great folks at Chicken Guy. That's a long deuce for Sadler, a 19-footer, but it's a statement and it's a start for the city's best team.
Yeah, and Sadler's going to need to start hitting those jump shots.
Smythe lost it, and the throw ahead, and Barnes will return the favor with a turnover just like that.
Yeah, I don't mind those types of turnovers, though, if I'm Cass Tech. You're trying to lead to offense. You got the quick turnover. You needed to force some more possessions to get back into this game, because all of a sudden you look up and it's a 17-point ball game.
It comes quick, and it came by way of Trey McKinney's quick 8 points. There's the reach in Edens. Physical play of Cass. Barnes step back jumper, living right roll on a Saturday. Went to Mass earlier, and it might have helped. The Eaglets are up 19, and they've matched their largest lead. Floater, no. Edens got his own miss and laid it in, and Savory and Johnson are getting a little physical down there. And Rick Massa's going to have to separate.
And it's been an intense game, even though now, we're looking at, a 17-point game. The effort and the intensity has been there all game long from Cass Tech, and they're not used to getting bullied like this, let's be honest.
Barnes against Edens. And that's too close for comfort. Edens with a reach in. And that's team foul number 3 on Cass Tech.
I believe Edens thought that was going to be on Sherrod Barnes for a push-off right away.
Savory to the hole, no. Got his own miss. Puts it back and is fouled. Yeah, it was hard to tell if he was hyped that he was playing good defense or that he thought it was going the other way.
I thought he was celebrating, and the official's like, no, it's going towards St. Mary's.
The Catholic League has won Operation Friendship since 2015. Detroit Western won it in 2015. They knocked off UAD Jesuit 50-49. Since then, UAD's won it back-to-back, 4 years in a row before St. Mary's won it in 2020 against Cass Tech by 5. And then the Eaglets won it 2 years ago, and Brother Rice won it in a classic that we called in overtime last year in this building.
Yeah, Warren Marshall with the big shot.
Yes, sir.
See, and that's where Cass Tech is so dangerous. I talked about Corey Sadler. If he settles for the jump shot, he is really letting St. Mary's take a deep breath on defense. He's so fast. He's so strong. He can get to his spot. And you just got to foul him. Otherwise, he's by you in 2 seconds.
Such a weapon. Cass is checked in. Jalen Howell, their 5'10 junior. Corey sets up this offense. Topside Miller trying to get him loose against Trey. A fine floater for mid-range, and Barnes and Sadler are going at it, and this has got a little bit chippier. And there's some physical athletes out there. Double team Trey, throws it across, and that's big. Miller with a 2-on-1 against Barnes, laying good. St. Mary's falling to the Cass press defense.
Yeah, and you're seeing Miller getting going, which could be major issues for Orchard Lake St. Mary's. We know when he gets on a hot streak, and that fadeaway to his left jumper we saw 2 possessions ago, unbelievable.
Yep. Zip Hines is held by Howell. We've also seen the way Cass Tech can come back and make runs and make waves and make pushes. Stick, we saw them in the PSL Championship game and how they were able to come back. And look, here's a statement that they're on the run.
Yeah, Cass Tech went up way early in that game, and then they kind of got pressed by Renaissance, and it turned into a game. But we've seen Cass Tech do it to so many teams, speed them up on that offensive end. And that's where St. Mary's, with the experience that they have at the right positions with the Sherrod Barnes, he's never going to get too sped up. So it's going to be interesting to see how St. Mary's attacks that great press.
Zip Hines sticks it. A good test for the Eaglets, no doubt. Zip coming off a 10-point performance off the bench. The Eaglets 3-point win over Brother Rice, their 3rd win over Rice this year. They'll play Brother Rice again if both teams can get to the quarterfinals. That one's knocked away by Smythe and taken away by Savory, and here come the Eaglets after yet another steal.
Trey McKinney calling for it.
Splash City. Trey called for it and got it over Miller. 3rd triple of his 3rd quarter, and he's got 15.
And the 3rd triple without putting the ball on the floor, too. That's what's more impressive to me. He's just turning and shooting.
Picked up by Savory. Zip on the run. They'll never get him. Zip Hines for 2. And St. Mary's has reached half 100 with 2 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter.
And that is a foot race you want to see. Zip Hines versus Corey Sadler.
Yeah, what do you think? 4-3, 4-5, somewhere in that range?
I don't even want to begin to guess.
Tired thinking about it. Miller for 3. It's an air ball. Trey with a good closeout. And Cass Tech down 21 to St. Mary's. St. Mary's has not lost since they lost to UAD in mid-January, Stick. Mid-December. They look to be a team right now on a run.
Yeah, they definitely are, and they have all the right pieces. I mean, just the depth that they have, and having 2 big men, a big man that can do that, dribble down the lane, do a little Euro step and put it in. And Trey McKinney, you know, when he wasn't having a good first half, he was still facilitating and 4 blocked shots, contributing. And they're a scary team because once you take away one piece, they can beat you at another spot.
So true. Collins for 3, no. Trey with a big boy rebound. And that's his 5th wiper of the day. And here come the Eaglets with Zip Hines.
St. Mary's shooting 54% from the floor to Cass Tech's 29%.
And equally as good from downtown, 9 of 17. Sherrod to the hole. Savory, lay in, good. He was kind on the rims. And Sherrod's share of the sugar has the Eaglets up 25 points. 9 now for Savory.
A little gentle giant off the backboard. You thought that was going to be a throwdown.
I did. Zip Hines with a rebound out to Sherrod. Back to Zip, laying good. And the theatrics continue. St. Mary's by 27 with 23 seconds left. Running away with plays like this when things are going right.
I mean, Sherrod Barnes, we saw it earlier, him being able to call timeout before going over and back. And this, just the intelligence to make that decision in midair. And Zip with the finish.
Stevie Hall fouled going up with a shot. Zip Hines the guilty party. And with 12 seconds left in this 3rd quarter, a quarter that St. Mary's has come out and made a statement in. Cass will get a chance to score with the clock stopped.
St. Mary's putting up 26 so far in this quarter to Cass Tech's 10. And Zip Hines called for the foul there, but he took the brunt of that elbow.
He really did. Get a look at Steve Hall, the head coach. State of Michigan Coach of the Year last year. What a job by Steve Hall. Taking his technicians all the way. Just 1 loss, and it happened right here last year in Operation Friendship. We also called the only loss this year for Cass Tech earlier. We might be a bad luck deal for Cass Tech.
I was going to say,
their only loss last year, their only loss so far this year, and they're aligned for just their 2nd loss this year. And I mean, look.
We called the city championship as well.
We did.
I was going to say, you don't want Jay Alexander to hear that while you're talking too loud.
No, we got a lot of love for the green guys. And everybody that follows the prep knows that. And, of course, Jay Alexander.
Yeah, Cass Tech's just been such a fun program to watch. You know, the football games versus A&T were always fun.
4 seconds left. Barnes down the avenue. Kick out to Smythe. Smythe at the horn for 3. No. It rolls out. But everything else went right for St. Mary's in the third. A third that they dominate. But they'll have to deal with the fourth. And Cass Tech right after this. St. Mary's by 25 in Operation Friendship.
Every high school sporting event in the state of Michigan has one thing in common: officials. Every game, every meet, every match. Without officials, there'd be no touchdowns, no three-pointers, no face-offs. Without officials, there'd be no games. Officiating is a great way to give back to your community and stay involved with the sports you love. And officials are needed now more than ever, because without officials, it's just practice.
All time, these two teams meeting for the 6th time today. It's been a slim margin in lead for St. Mary's. They last played in 2020 in Operation Friendship. 5-point win for St. Mary's. That was not in overtime. That's a typo, sorry. 2016, Cass Tech got the best of the Eaglets, an 18-point win. And the Eaglets in 2012 in modern day knocked off Cass. It's been a tight series. Both these programs, prized programs. And one in the city, one in the suburbs, but they are alike in a lot of ways, Stick.
Yeah, what happened in 1914, though? Cass Tech, you expected their offense back then. I mean, they had some big-time shooters. That's amazing that this rivalry goes back that far. And it just shows you the great matchups between Orchard Lake St. Mary's and Cass Tech. And it's not only on the field, it's in the classroom, too. Both these schools pride themselves on being athletes second and being students first.
That's right. We thank the Orchard Lake St. Mary's Sports Information Director, Robin Goddard, for his great information. Trey McKinney getting swatted over there. And Corey Sadler and Trey competing at a high level right now. What do we have? A technical, I think, on Taco.
Yeah, getting a little upset that his star's getting manning a little bit out there on occasion, but that's what Cass Tech does. Look at Corey Sadler just pressing on you, pressing on you. A little bit of elbow, a little bit of shoulder shrug. Back to Trey McKinney, slap it down, then I'm going to stand over him. But that's the competitor, Corey Sadler.
It is, and quite frankly, it's all in good fun. And this is competition at its finest. Corey's going to have to check out.
You don't become the athlete and the highly recruited person that you can be without that attitude and without playing with that edge, especially for a guy like Corey Sadler, who we can admit on the basketball court is undersized.
Yeah, you bet. A little chip on his shoulder, and look, he's not used to losing. They don't lose much in football. He's led them as a quarterback, receiver, defensive back.
Punt returner, kick returner.
Oh, my. Yeah, maybe his best asset. I mean, this guy's got offers, high major everywhere in football. What a collection of young men and talent. We had him as our G at the game on Sunday. He's always a good chat. There's a pass to Steve Hall, but his eligibility ran out in 1982. Ollie, how do you like that? Thank you, Ollie. Only guy that even acknowledged it. Ollie really felt that one.
Yeah, he loved that.
Yeah.
That was a good joke.
That or he's looking for a raise. I don't know.
Both.
Probably both. That's all right. Down the avenue, shot up, no. Sherrod Barnes will go line right. Offers from Toledo, Eastern Michigan, Western Michigan. Foul on Johnson. That's going to be his fourth. St. Mary's by 23 points. They've won by as many as 25. Here's another look at Barnes, who's made a living this year for St. Mary's at that free throw line.
Yeah, he's really improved his offensive game all the way around. We knew him as a great on-ball defender, and that has really picked up throughout his entire career. But what's evolved is that three-point shot and the free throw line, and that's what makes you a dangerous point guard at the high school level.
Yeah, he's going to become that guy at the end of games that Todd Covert trusts with the ball. You know, now his third year, being on varsity and being the junior, the guy. Trust him as a ball handler, too. I think that might be another underrated part of his game that's gotten better.
And that's why we knew coming in with the press that Cass Tech plays, he was going to be very important in beating that and this matchup right here, him and Corey Sadler one-on-one.
Sadler back in there. Johnson top of the key. Sadler with 11 points. Cass Tech is facing perhaps just their second loss of the year. Corey got his own miss, shot up no, but he drew the foul. And Corey Sadler will find his way somehow, some way. He gets the line here.
It's just a will of greatness. That's what it is. I mean, I talked about forcing him into a jump shot, best case scenario, because you see when he gets down there, he's just a bulldog. Sherrod Barnes had his hands on the basketball, and Corey was still able to rip it off.
That's the third foul on Trey McKinney. Some may have thought he picked his third foul up earlier in the first half. But debate. Sadler free throw up and good. Cass Tech's only loss going into this game was against Zeeland West. In a game we did on the west side of the state on the 20th of January, they lost 61-42. That's their only blemish coming into this ballgame. They'll head off to the districts at their rival Detroit Martin Luther King on the Boulevard. And they'll play on Wednesday against Grosse Pointe North. There's an interception. That's Edens on the run. Lay-in too strong. Trey with another rebound. And Trey gets fouled.
Cass Tech baits you into those passes, though, across court, and they use their athleticism, just dive in those passing lanes and steal it. You've seen it a couple times this game. Unfortunately for them, they couldn't convert on this one, and St. Mary's dodges a bullet.
Fifth steal of the game for Cass Tech. So that district is at Detroit King. If Cass Tech's able to get by Grosse Pointe North, and they're favored too heavily, they would take on the winner at Grosse Pointe South against either Western, Detroit Western, or King. That'll be a tough game. Both ways. King and Western will be a war on Monday, and South and the winner of that game will be. But you're looking at potentially, what else? Cass and King, or Cass and Western, or Cass and Grosse Pointe South.
We've seen Grosse Pointe South this season. They got a couple players that can fill up the hoop too and get streaky.
You bet. Carter Richards, one of the finest players in the state, one of them. Trey fouled on his way down the Boulevard. 24-point lead. Savory lay-in good off the fresh feed from Isaiah Zip Hines, the Dakota transfer.
Yeah, and that's just too easy for St. Mary's off the inbound.
Baseline dribble drive, Stevie Hall threw it away. Throw ahead Trey. 2-on-1 developing. Trey bowling his way down the Boulevard. And finally, we've got some bodies flying.
Well, Trey McKinney's starting to get a little more physical back. You know, he's been kind of taking it from Corey Sadler all game, and now that the game is pretty much in hand, he's saying, okay, I can play bully ball too. I hit the gym, and there you see it right there in the last two possessions. He's taking it upon himself to get down there.
That is the fifth foul on number 12, Harris. Excuse me, Edens. So Edens is fouled out. That'll send Trey line right to shoot two. That's the fifth team foul. Double bonus time.
It looks like Trayvon Parham is checking in.
Rick Massa, Jeff Patu, and Mike Foster, your officials today. Done a fine job. Trey McKinney line right, 15 points in this game, had just 4 at halftime.
And it came out and just hit back-to-back threes, which are kind of back-breaking for Cass Tech. They had done a good job having him under control, and he just decided to shoot from the wing twice.
Boy, he came out feeling right in the second half with that stroke. You said it. Didn't have to dribble, didn't have to think. He was catch and shoot and swish. So meanwhile, St. Mary's will head to Lakeland High School, and they will take on the winner of Walled Lake Northern and White Lake Lakeland. I think they just played last night, and Northern won. Anyway, that's a toss-up. And then Walled Lake Western and Walled Lake Central are going to play. That's a heated rivalry, but it's been Walled Lake Central's kind of year. Throw ahead, Sherrod Barnes laying good. He's got a dozen, and the Eaglets' lead is a cool, clean 30.
Tell you what, I mean, coming into this game, you know, Cass Tech had every chance to look like they could upset Orchard Lake St. Mary's, force them into some bad decisions, but St. Mary's has answered the bell today in every single way.
Well, wall-up trade, he'll get called for it. So St. Mary's would play, again, we'll say the Northern Lakeland winner on Wednesday. We should have coverage of that. And then West Bloomfield will take on Walled Lake Central or Walled Lake Western. Walled Lake Central favored. And so that's the St. Mary's district, but West Bloomfield is looming as that number 2 seed. And if chalk goes, West Bloomfield and St. Mary's would play next Friday, and we'd have it on the prep.
And that's always a fun matchup, too, whether it's baseball, football. You know, West Bloomfield, they always have a couple guys that scare you, right? And they always got a couple guys that can beat you.
They do.
On any given night.
And it's a proximity rivalry, right? I mean, Orchard Lake, St. Mary's, and West Bloomfield High School are, what, a mile apart?
Maybe.
Down Orchard Lake Road, so. St. Mary's clears, 5:10 left. Andrew Smith, right point. To Zip Hines, left point. Savory, elbow, pass, Smith, out to Smythe for 3. Got it to go, Splash City. Living right roll for Daniel. And Paw helped that one. 67-36, the Eaglets by 31. Their largest lead of the night.
And they've just played a well-rounded game, and you talked about it. Smythe hitting those big jump shots early really opened up the rest of the floor for everybody. And this zone defense does not cover the corners.
That's it. And the Eaglet guards have been able to handle the Cass Tech pressure for the most part. Zip splits it, pull up 15-footers clean. And the Eaglets are up 33 with 4:15 left. 8 for Zip Hines. This collective team effort victory for the Eaglets. Last City for Corey Sadler. Timeout on the floor. We'll take it with him. 4:05 left. It's the Eaglets of Orchard Lake, the champions of the Catholic League, up big.
Lowering the shoulder. Swing and a miss. McKinley scores! Lowering the shoulder. Swing and a miss. McKinley scores!
That's the state of Michigan's top coach from a year ago. State champions for Steve Hall and his alma mater, a place where he thrived in 1988. And how about his coaching background? State titles at Rogers High School 3 times over. He cut his teeth at Northwestern in the high school ranks, but Steve got his start at the college ranks. Division I Duquesne and Youngstown State. 4 seasons for both, and the pride of the Technicians at 88 grad, where he put up 32 points a game as a senior. 32
a game, not just in a game, but in every game. That's amazing.
It would get him a scholarship to the Washington Huskies in the Pac-12. It would then give him an opportunity to go to Virginia Tech. Steve Hall's one of the real ones and a good one as a player and a coach. Steal by Sherrod Barnes, and the Eaglets with 3:30 to go are up 30, and the threes are wild in Detroit.
Yeah, and you wonder when Todd Covert's going to call off the dogs and bring in some of those bench players, because the last thing you want heading on into the state tournament is anything negative to happen, whether it be bad shots, just bad habits you pick up being up 30.
Yeah. Zip Hines zips one to Savory, and he hangs on a rim to get this crowd a little giddy. He's got 13. The Eaglets 32.
Cass Tech in no hurry right now.
Shot up and good, and that's a crispy one from Harris from the left elbow. The Eaglets are in line to end Cass Tech's 11-game win streak.
That was really one of the first possessions we've seen Cass Tech run a pure offense.
Yeah, you're right. Zip corrals, Savory to Smith, laying good, and the sharing of the sugar complete on this Callahan night. Eaglets are looking for their 17th straight win.
And how do you feel about that? They got that one loss early in the season from UAD. You know, is that a good loss? Does that take kind of that proverbial monkey off your back that, hey, you're going in undefeated? Because we've seen that with St. Mary's teams in the past, undefeated regular season and get knocked off in the playoffs. So sometimes that regular season loss is just like, okay, we've taken it, now we're good to go.
I do. I think it does help them. I think it's helped them this year. The loss on the 18th of December in Detroit, just down the street, UAD Jesuit, 60-55. I think it's propelled them. I think it's, I don't want to say humbled them. I think they're a humble team, but
it just shows you that you're
beatable.
Right.
Yeah, they're beatable. Smythe with a steal with 100 seconds left in this Operation Friendship 2024.
Wisniewski just jumps in the air, turns around, and drops the ball off.
Oh, that's wet.
Corner shot, no, and Cass runs it out. This is Jacob Wood, a freshman at 5'11", who's checked in. 3-ball, no, and that'll go back to Cass.
Like a wet jump shot.
And Daniel Smythe checking out of the game. Arguably the player of the game, right? If you wanted to talk about it, he put up 12 in the first half, really set the tone for his team early.
Collins for 3, no, that's short. Harris offensive rebound and a foul going up. Stick around after this one. We'll have our G of the game.
Who you thinking, Chad?
Well, I mean, I think the guy who's popped 5 threes in this game that got things going for St. Mary's probably is the guy.
I think so, because in the first half, when it was still a ball game, he was the one that kept taking the body shots from Cass Tech and then coming down and knocking big threes. You know, Cass Tech was only down to 8 in the first quarter, and I believe it was 8, something like that at halftime, so they really didn't extend it in the second quarter. But he was able to keep St. Mary's within that long distance.
3 triples in that first quarter to kind of give the Eaglets some comfortability. You never know how a game goes. The team doesn't get comfortable early, you know. It's funny, psychology of sports.
Yeah, momentum's a crazy thing, especially in high school basketball, the amount of runs that you see. So if you can get on that run early, it changes things.
Christian Layton had it in the high post, saved by Aiden Hanks. 40 seconds left. Angel Kachovsky's checked in, the pride of Macedonia. Christian Layton for 3, no. Rebound Lee Harris, throw ahead. Jacob Figueroa and Kachovsky the other way. Timeout Todd Covert. And this is to get some players in the game. It's a classy move. And this will get Alfonso Harris, the freshman, in. And it will give this forward Lee Harris a breather. Also into the game for the Eaglets, is Bella Matthias Jr., the 5'11", 10th grader. Into Kachowski with 20 ticks left against Collins.
It's always fun to watch these guys get in the game and just see what they can provide coming up seasons or even off the bench and a spark in the future run.
Kachowski will dribble this thing out. And the Eaglets have won their 5th Operation Friendship all time and their 4th since 2008. And they win in grand fashion against what some call the #2 team in the state of Michigan. The Eaglets make a big, big statement today in Callahan Hall. 73-41 winners over Cass Tech. Stick and I will break it down, and we'll talk to our G of the game right after this. This is Operation Friendship.
Lowering the shoulder. Swing and a miss. McGinley scores!
And it's going to be a challenge for us. I mean, they're a really talented football team. I think everybody knows that.
4 wide receivers. Pressure, steps up. Marshall wants to run again. Cuts down the middle of the field. All alone. Touchdown! Warriors! What a cut.
In today's ever-changing mortgage lending world, the importance of true professionals has never been greater. At Success Mortgage Partners, we want you to have the experience of a lifetime. Founded and owned by Catholic League alumni, our family-centered business keeps your interest at heart as we help you navigate this turbulent market with ease. If you or a family member has a mortgage need, please call me, Owen Lee, at 734-822-9792.
From an ordinary idea comes a great journey. It all starts with the simple thought, a vision of something bigger, greater than what already exists. It's that spark that ignites the passion and drive to create something truly amazing. At G-Brand, we understand this journey well. We take pride in the details and perfecting every aspect of the process, regardless of how small or big they may be. Because it's more than just a design or a shirt. It's about outfitting future champions. There's something to be said about a team coming together, each member contributing their unique skills, talents, and ideas. It's that collective effort that takes a simple idea and turns it into something truly great. The process can be excruciating, with countless hours spent tirelessly reviewing every detail. But the end result is pure and so rewarding, knowing that we've created something that will inspire greatness in those who wear it. Whether they come from a savage land or a booming metropolis, whether their numbers are 2 or 2 billion, the greatest their numbers could ever become is truly to become one. That's why at G-Brand, we're more than just a clothing company. We're a movement, a community of like-minded individuals who believe in the power of coming together to make a difference. So join us on this journey as we strive to outfit future champions and inspire greatness in all that we do. G-Brand. Now that's game.
All right, this is Adam, take 2. Mark?
I guess.
I go like this.
The best part about playing football in Texas has to be the reaction from the community.
I want to encourage others to play volleyball or choir because you get to experience new things and do stuff that you've never done before. My reason why is passion.
My reason why is pride.
Lowering the shoulder. Swing and a miss. McGinley scores!
And it's going to be a challenge for us. I mean, they're a really talented football team. I think everybody knows that.
4 wide receivers. Pressure, steps up. Marshall wants to run again. Cuts down the middle of the field. All alone. Touchdown! Warriors! What a cut.
Operation Friendship 2024 is in the books. Time now for our G of the game, and it's none other than Daniel Bugsy Smythe, the captain for the Eaglets. What a game for you. 5 triples, really started to come around. How important was it to get things off to a fast start against Cass Tech, an opponent that I know you guys really respected coming in?
Yeah, it was definitely important because of the stuff that they run on defense. They run a very good zone, a very good press, and me getting hot early kind of opened things up for my teammates. As you see in the second half, Trey started to get hot. They went to that triangle and 2 on me and Trey, and then Rod started to get hot. So just my teammates got me to my spots, and that just opened it up for everybody else.
What's this year like been for you, Daniel? I know this. You've been on varsity 4 years. You've been through a lot here. You played with your brother. You're finally a senior. What's this senior season been like for you at St. Mary's?
It's been awesome. Like being here 4 years, growing up, like playing with my brother, and then playing with those guys like Kareem and Julian when I was a freshman. That was really big for me, and now it's all coming together as a senior, and this is our last chance to finally get to our main goal, which is a state championship.
The team effort today. What's it like being on this team? What do you guys constantly have to remind each other of when there's so many folks and the depth on this team? How do you handle that as one of the captains?
Just staying together in every way possible. I think what's different about this team is how close we are off the court. Not only on the court, as you can see, like we play really well together, but off the court, like going to eat, hanging out with each other. This is like the most fun I've ever had playing basketball, and I think that does a lot for us and our team chemistry on the court.
I'm going to offer you something that I haven't really offered in the G of the game. Chicken Guy is our sponsor, and these are some of the – I know you're a ham guy.
Yeah.
We don't have any ham, Daniel. I'm sorry.
That's all right.
But we do have Chicken Guy bread. I want you to taste it.
Okay.
It's part of a promotion. You got to taste it. How good is that? It's different, isn't it? Chicken Guy, chicken tenders. Isn't that good?
That's very good.
All right.
That's a 10.
10 out of 10.
That's a 10.
There you heard it. There you heard it. Daniel Smythe, our G of the game, gets a hat, a T-shirt, and from our fun friends at Chicken Guy, he gets a chicken tender. Thanks a lot, man. Congratulations.
Appreciate you. Thank you.
Best of luck. We'll see you on Wednesday night. That's Daniel Smythe, our G of the game. 15 points, 5 of 9 from downtown, 3 of them in the first to give the Eaglets a cushion and a walk-away win against the city champion by 32 points. We're coming back with more. Thanks to Chicken Guy. Get some. Come on back.
In today's ever-changing mortgage lending world, the importance of true professionals has never been greater. At Success Mortgage Partners, we want you to have the experience of a lifetime. Founded and owned by Catholic League alumni, our family-centered business keeps your interest at heart as we help you navigate this turbulent market with ease. If you or a family member has a mortgage need, please call me, Owen Lee, at 734-822-9792.
Lowering the shoulder.
Swing and a miss. McGinley scores!
Welcome back to Callahan Hall. Hi, how are you? Nice soft landing. Thank you, sir. Now listen, this was a game that you look up 32 points, the margin, but Stick, it wasn't always that way. This was a game that started with St. Mary's getting some shots to fall early, but it was back and forth for quite a while. What really turned the tide in this game in the second quarter?
Trey McKinney getting going, I think, was it. You know, when you hold Trey McKinney to 4 points in the first half, you have a chance to beat Orchard Lake St. Mary's and hang with them, and that's exactly what Cass Tech did. But once he got going and, you know, started, next thing you know, 2 shots later, he's 10 points into the game. It just really turned things around, and you heard Daniel Smythe talking about it. They play that zone, and it's a good zone, but they were able to shoot themselves out of that zone and then adjust to what Cass Tech was trying to do on the other end. Cass Tech, you can just never question their effort, though. They're always in a game. They're physical. They're tough. They frustrated St. Mary's in a lot of ways, even though when St. Mary's was winning, you could see some frustration in Orchard Lake St. Mary's, which is a good test for them leading on into the playoffs if they're going to come across another physical team like Cass Tech. Well, then you see just Jaden Savory doing his thing down low, able to take it through and lay it in. And a lot of other guys started to get going. I marked it down. I mean, they had 4 players in double digits for Orchard Lake St. Mary's. Sherrod Barnes, Trey McKinney, Daniel Smythe, and then, of course, Jaden Savory. And when you could spread the basketball around like that, it's a tough team to beat.
And you saw some of the bounces that went the Eaglets' way. Yeah, they might have deserved them, but at times, I mean, the alley-oop plays, the backdoor plays, it's a team that seems to be just connected. And there you go, the fortuitous hop. But look, you don't win by 32 with luck, but the Eaglets had bounces go their way in addition to being the much better team here today.
And that's why you win by 32. And when you're a good team and you're already probably going to win by about 7-10, and then everything starts going your way, that's when the avalanche begins. And Cass Tech, unfortunately for them, they really just don't have the shooters to get back into a game like that. They're more of a press, turnover, get the ball, easy buckets, in the lane type stuff, use their physicality, use their athleticism. But once they got down, it's tough to shoot your way back in, especially against a man-to-man defense team like Orchard Lake.
So the Eaglets win for the 20th time this year. Just one loss on their record. Meanwhile, Cass Tech finishes 20-2, their second loss after an 11-game win streak. St. Mary's has won 17 games in a row, headed into their district against Lakeland, the favorite in Division I.
And we just got kicked out of here.
And that means it's time to go. Want to thank our staff, Ali Hadi, your executive producer, Noah Drury on graphics, Sam Stickday on audio and color commentary, Chase Kaufman on replay, Jamie Janssen on stats, Pathostat.
Hey, there we go.
On stats as well. Christian Gibbons stepping in, doing a fine job on a 10-day contract. I think we'll sign him. We've got another great crew on camera as well. Nate Moynihan, Rob Sarna, all-star crew up there. And did I miss anybody? Good. My name's Chad Bush. He's Sam Stickday. We'll talk to you Wednesday night from Hamtramck, and we'll talk to you Wednesday night from Lakeland High School. But for now, your final scores tonight in coverage. It's Brother Rice winning Game 1, 83-71 over Renaissance, and the Catholic League gets the sweep in the nightcapper with Orchard Lake St. Mary's knocking off the Public School League champion Cass Tech 73-41 for their 5th Operation Friendship title of all time. Thanks so much for watching. We'll talk to you on Wednesday night. Thanks for watching. So long, everybody.